Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and as promised, today is going to be a class build. And also, player's choice. Well, am I going to choose the obvious? Yeah, probably. I know I did it a bunch, but I mean, just roll with me on this one, okay? It's important. Why is it important? I don't know, just trust me, bro. Alright, so, today, we are going to take our happy blue robe, and we are going to perform a build that is all about the mighty holy knight. That's right, we are going to be a paladin. Problem is, I don't know the best way to do paladin in this game. What's the best way to go about describing a holy knight in this game? Because there's no such thing as, like, order magic or, radiant or holy magic or anything like that. It's all elemental. So what is the best way to denote a knight of holy origin? Well, first things first, we gotta get our sword and shield, right? You can't be a knight without a sword and shield. So we're taking Aegis Charge. I don't care if you pronounce it Aegis, just don't make fun of me for pronouncing it the way that makes sense to me. So we've got sword, we've got shield, we've got lightning striking from above. Do I want to stick with that? I think so. I think lightning striking from above is the right way to denote a holy aura. Then what do we do for our basic? I mean, bolt rail is kind of appropriate. Could do wind slash just to denote swinging a sword, or air spinner to denote having a holy aura protecting you. I don't know. I don't know what the right option is. I think I'm going to go with air spinner, but you guys comment below and let me know what you would have done. Because I am not 100% sure what the right call is. Paladins are highly charismatic people, and they are given quite a bit of authority from their orders/churches. So what is the best way to denote that? I think the right answer is actually Jade Chakra Locket. Because that would give any self-respecting paladin the ability to self-heal. And do paladins have that ability naturally? Well, yes, actually. They not only learn holy magic, which in D&D is, priest and cleric spells, and in Final Fantasy is white magic. But in D&D, they also get a special ability called Lay on Hands, which allows them to essentially place their hand on someone and use their holy magic and authority to just restore someone's health. Now, in 2nd edition, it was 2 hit points per level. And I think it had some other properties that I don't remember offhand, because, and you'll have to forgive me, Paladin is one of my least played classes. That having been said, I have played a Paladin before. Still lacking on the Barbarian front, but, you'll have to forgive me for that. Lately, almost all of my characters have been either wizards or clerics or priest class of some sort. With my most recent 2 characters being, one of them is a dragonborn druid, and the other one is a changeling, essentially gunslinger. I've told you guys a little bit about my Dragonborn Druid. She is Circle of the Moon, so a lot of her abilities revolve around shape-shifting and partial shape-shifting. But because our other prominent player character is a heavily armored fighter who's kind of acting as our tank, more often than not, instead of always being on the front line, she likes to use her abilities to kind of be an all-arounder, a jack of all trades. And trust me, she's very good at it. But we aren't here to talk about druids yet. We are here to talk about paladins with glowing red eyes. Don't judge me. Let's just go and see what happens. Whew, no Atlas at all. Alright, so we did not start with something that gives us more damage, so what we have is, instead of more damage, we have longevity. Now, of the big three martial classes, Fighter, Barbarian, and Paladin, and there is one more, but we will worry about that later, this is the one that tends to be the most insulated from harm. Okay. Not gonna turn that down. I am definitely willing to work with this because paladins do get holy magic, so it is easy to imagine a paladin casting some sort of fire from their fingertips, especially if they happen to be a part of a church or an order that is all about fire. There's plenty of gods of fire out there. There's Hephaestus, there's Brigid. Hell, your clan may be a clan that's actually, order is probably the more appropriate word. But you may have signed an oath to serve a dragon or worship a dragon. As an example, there are plenty of churches out there that worship the Dragon King Bahamut. We are adopting the fairy because that is the holy and righteous thing to do. Oh, hey. Upgrade. Let's see. I don't know how I feel about grabbing Ice Spear. It'll be effective against Zeal. Not so much. Why do I keep thinking that's on the R button? God, I should just change that. There. Every time you see me, turn to face an enemy and then just stutter and stare at them like a dipshit, that's what's happening, is I'm pressing RB instead of LB to hit them with my holy flame. Now, shifting away from talking about D&D paladins to talking about Final Fantasy paladins, oftentimes what a Final Fantasy paladin is a paladin, or essentially a fighting character that has access to white magic and basically all fighter equipment. Okay, well, that was the worst thing that could have possibly happened there. And of course it happened, so now I get to look like an extreme dumbass. There we go. You have been smitten by my holy strength. Submit, O foul fiend! Alright, let's also grab this. And predictably, I will complain about taking 308 damage on the first floor. Embarrassing, I can do better than that. Now, in later games, like Final Fantasy Tactics, where they really put a lot of emphasis on classes, and I guess this would apply to Final Fantasy 3, 5, and I guess to an extent 10-2 as well, because that's essentially Final Fantasy... That's essentially Final Fantasy 5 J-popified. So those games put a little bit more emphasis on their on the equipment loadouts and some of their holy abilities. Definitely not. But for the most part in Final Fantasy, it's kind of the same. And I don't know how famous or popular this is, but the first Paladin in Final Fantasy I remember having control of was Cecil Harvey from Final Fantasy IV. And yes, I am the sort of dork that knows his last name. I also know that Rosa's last name is Farrell, Kane's last name is Highwind, and Rydia's last name is a mystery to everyone. Like, I'm pretty sure she doesn't necessarily have a last name. And if she does, I don't know it. But I'm getting off topic. We're supposed to be talking about Paladins, and I immediately jump into talking about my favorite Final Fantasy IV character. Like, seriously, guys, how much more obvious do I have to make it that I like wizards? Like, I've played hundreds of episodes of a game that's all about wizards. I constantly use Rydia in my thumbnails. And Magus, who I also use as my account photo. Which, by the way, I'm going to be changing that soon. I want to design and draw my own profile picture. Okay, so we're gonna grab that. We are going to bring this to Dr. Song and acquire her blessing from the Holy Order, which ends up being a healthcare card. Okay. And speaking of holy orders, I believe the name that I'm going with for this particular paladin, because as said, I'm also going to be kind of designing characters around these builds. I think... Oh, baby, you know I want that. Okay, we need to make sure we can make enough money. I only need 40 to afford it, so... And it does make sense for a paladin to wear a crown, because often Okay, I'm just getting my ass kicked. Hold on. I mean, I guess I have an axe too now? You could say I have an axe to grind? I'll be here all week. Now, as a holy knight, I could name him something very stereotypical, like Percival or Lancelot. But I think I want to give him a much simpler name, like Sir Gets Beat in the Face. No, I think I want to give him a what would essentially be a very simple name. Like, how about I call him? See, Percy would essentially just be Percival with fewer letters. So why don't we call him Quincy? There you go. We got a Q name in there somehow. Okay, I am doing really badly. I need to get my head back in the game. Okay, what is going on here? Holy crap, everything is just bad. My holy aura is being overwhelmed. I mean, I already have the surefire rocket, so just going with further signature charge seems like the right choice there. And to choose a deity / order for Q-Man, which I get the feeling that his allies would call him that much to his chagrin. Like, maybe he has a scar on his forehead in the shape of the letter Q. And one of his personal character goals would be to get cosmetic surgery so he doesn't have to be called fucking Q-Man anymore. Pardon me. Okay, this floor is just destroying me. Come on, brain, we can do better. Like, what I would like is another lightning-based spell that I could take in to fight Freya with. But that's okay, I don't need it yet. Alright, feeling a little better now. What do you have, sir? Nothing I care about, honestly. Like, I really don't care about any of that. What does this do? Okay, so I could use that to lower the cooldown of Deferred Dynamo? Yay. I'm going to pretend like Cabby's Bubblegum is like casting a holy smite on my basic. And as the good-natured knight that I am, I could never turn down the request to rescue a fairy. I was gonna say fair damsel, but that idea has a little bit of a connotation to it that isn't entirely right in this case. And if I were rescuing a fair damsel, I would just say that, but I think it's because the fairies want to help you out, it's more like rescuing a partner. You son of a bitch! It seems like there are noises happening behind me. Don't know if the microphone captured that, but you know, just in case, say hello.
Oi.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Now, back to the topic at hand. What order does our paladin friend follow? Because of how I've explained the actions that I've been taking, I get the feeling this is a devotee of a path of peace. And that could be any number of things, but my first thought is that he's a paladin of one of the Forgotten Realms gods, like Tyr or Ilmater. If you don't know who those characters are, I would suggest go looking them up. But suffice it to say, they're both gods of peace and justice, just of slightly different angles. One of them is like a warrior god, and the other one is like the helper of people in need, I do believe is the most appropriate way to put it. Now, if one of you goes to look that up and it turns out that I'm wrong, please let me know. For what it's worth, I do have books that describe both characters. It's just been a while since I've read those books. Oh, hello, we definitely want that. Matter of fact, we can just put that up there now. You replace our holy flame with a thunder of holy vengeance. Okay, that was completely overdoing it, but that's okay. Sorry, I don't really feel like I need an Ocarina of Time. An Ocarina of Time? There can be more than one? You know what? Shut up. There we go. And by my holy blade I strike at thee! Now, going back to D&D Paladins for a bit, there was a time in Dungeons & Dragons past where in order to be a Paladin, you had to be of lawful good alignment. I don't think that requirement is necessarily a thing anymore, but that was a thing that you had to abide by in order to play a Paladin, so it used to be a thing that there is a particular prescription. What? I swear I know how to talk. Not well, but you know. But yeah, there was a particular description for a certain type of player who used to play Paladins in this really like strict and suboptimal. You know what? Shut up. We are going to sell that. Yeah, our friend Lothar loaned us that axe. It's actually a really nice axe, if I'm being honest, but it's not in my nature to hoard treasure. Yeah, there used to be a description for a way that certain players would play Paladin, and that is lawful stupid. Basically meaning that not only were all your choices like really detrimental, but they were based on this idea that you had to be lawful, so it just created this like overblown exaggeration of Paladins in general. I think that's part of why they removed the lawful good restriction. Though I would wager the other reason why they did is because, you know, it'd be really hard to have a church of someone absolutely evil like, you know, Baal or, you know, other evil deities. Bane comes to mind. And no, not Batman Bane, although he too was a villain. But it'd be really hard to have paladins of those evil characters if you had to be lawful good and couldn't deviate from the class restriction. So I think in a way it did the class some good because it opened up new ideas. Take not another step closer, fiend! Or be smitten by my sword of not the right element for this place! Although, now that I think about it, if I had taken Radiant Beat, that would have been, you know, proper for this location, at least. And, you know, electricity is often seen as holy might, so that could have worked. Wonderfully done. Okay, you guys are making me mad. Okay, these rooms are making me mad. I'll come up here to get the portal, but don't know if I'm going to activate the robe enhancement. I'm not even going to pretend to understand how I took damage there. All I know is that I'm doing really bad. Nothing here that I want, but, you know, thanks. I appreciate it. There, that's much better. Why can't all fights go like that? Well, I mean, that's 2 in a row that went like that. Maybe we can keep the streak going? Nope. Well, now there's spikes in the corners, which means my dodging options are more limited. As far as the answer to why I rarely play Paladin, I think a lot of it does have to do with the lawful good restriction. Like, it's... like, not only does it restrict which churches and deities you can even be a part of, but it just also... It's just not... like, to be fair, it is a very restrictive alignment. Alright, yeah, we'll go ahead and upgrade the robe. And I'm typically the person that likes playing characters who are either chaotic good or chaotic neutral. Oh, you suck. Almost beat her flawlessly. No tornadoes for me, thanks. Okay, I was trying to turn to the left to throw that straight through both of them, but okay. We'll pretend that that was exactly how that was supposed to go. Okay. I guess we'll just say that I was miming how bad I was gonna beat that guy up. Nothing there I need. Yeah, there's nothing here that's really gonna be all that useful. But this isn't gonna be useful either, so we'll just put on a dapper as fuck top hat. And we will fight Sewer while being a classy-ass gentleman. Because, hey, even if you are a Knight of a Holy Order, you still have to occasionally be a man about town, don't you? This is going to be a mistake. Yep. No, not as big of a mistake as it could have been. And after all, do you expect a Paladin to attend every church event in his armor? That just doesn't make sense. Alright. And I would say that does it for the Paladin build, as, you know, as much as I had to wing it in order to actually show being a Paladin. You know what? It worked out in the long run. And I'd say it was still a good run, so thank you guys very much for watching and continuing to support. I very much appreciate it. I'm not sure what class I want to do a build for next. Like, there's a part of me that wants to try Cleric, even though that seems difficult. There's another part of me that wants to try Rogue, which, considering how this game plays, equally is difficult. But I'll figure it out before I do the next one. As always, I appreciate you guys coming and spending some of your free time here with me today. I hope you're having a fantastic day or night wherever you may happen to be, and I will catch you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and you take care, everybody.